Hey everyone, Sharpan here. I am back with another InstaCrypto explainer video. And in this one, this is the second part of the video I did last, which is talking about what is the direct value proposition to each one of the InstaCrypto users. And the last video I made was about what's the value proposition to the end user. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what's the value proposition to the second type of user in InstaCrypto, which is we call the banker. And again, that doesn't mean a banker like a traditional banker. It means anybody who is selling crypto or a digital asset inside of the global exchange ecosystem. We call them bankers. Could be a crypto exchange, mining company, your best friend starting an ATM business, could be anybody. Could be a bank if they get into selling crypto. And so this video is about what's in it for them. Well, it's really clear. This video will make no sense if you didn't watch the previous one, because in the previous one I break up what's in it for the user. And what's in it for the banker is the ability to gain customers that will almost invariably convert for them, right? Because the banker essentially comes on the InstaCrypto platform, adds themselves as a banker, and defines what is the path for a customer to engage with them. Now that might sound kind of self-evident, except it's not self-evident in the slightest, because I already laid out the pain points of how people kind of go about this discovery right now. What the banker will do, let's say, and like I've already iterated, global exchange is the first banker. We will never be the best banker, I think, as soon as you add number two. But we also don't care to be the best banker, because the banker's business is liquidity. That's definitely not our business. And the banker's business is being, a robust exchange, a robust, kind of liquidity provider. And we've built a platform called Banker for them. So that's kind of what our MO is. So what the banker does, like global exchange, is it comes on and it says, okay, I'm signing up for InstaCrypto to list my platform on InstaCrypto. Great. So we're going to ask them simple questions. Mr. Banker, apart from what's your website profile icon and stuff like that, we're going to ask them, what assets do you support? He can say, I support one asset, or he could say, I support 100 assets. Perfect, he'll tell us. The next question we're gonna ask him is, Mr. Banker, what countries do you operate in? Give me all of them. Well, he can say, I operate in, and I hope to not get any unwarranted response. Well, crypto's available globally. Well, that means you haven't watched my previous videos. Once you have crypto, it's irrelevant what country you're in. But until you have crypto, it's very relevant what country you're in. And this banker, all too well knows the problems of that question, which is what country is the customer in. So he's going to be like, I take customers from the United States, I take customers from the United Kingdom, I take customers from Germany. Or it could be any it could be say 50 countries. He could say 50 countries if that's his prerogative. So let's say he says that. And then the next question we ask him is, Mr. Banker, how do you let your customers pay? And he can say, my customers can pay in bank transfer, they can pay in Skrill, they can pay in PayPal, they can pay in credit card, they can pay in WePay, WeChat, Alipay, Google Pay, whatever pay, and that's all great. He can have one method or he can have multiple. And we say, Mr. Banker, what currencies do you accept? Now, some of that is limited by the payment methods. For example, Google Pay only takes rupees, e-transfer would only be CAD, there's limitations, but he'll say, I'll take these 5 currencies. And then we'll say, thank you for your services, sir. Do you want us to redirect the customers to a checkout page? Are you doing Insta checkout? Or are you needing your customers to fund accounts with you first? And he'll say one or the other, be like, thank you for your services, that's all we need from you. And then our job begins. We essentially use the data that he gives us to create these essentially kind of like neural pathways for potential navigation points through which a user can engage with them. Because again, a user doesn't even know that he needs to know that information. Will he ever know that information? And he definitely doesn't care about this banker any more than he cares about global exchange. The thing he cares about is the asset he wants to buy, and then he's gonna feel bummed out when he realizes he has to pick the country. But that bang, 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 he's going to pick all of those, and finally we're going to present to him, hey, this is the banker that can do it. And this is the quote he's giving, and this is how you engage with them, and you could do it directly on this platform. What that did for the banker right now. There is also, what I'm not going to go into today, and you already now understand the listing and advertising and kind of volume on, like publicizing your banking business, that value proposition I think I just explained. What I'm not going to go in is some of the kind of the underpinning custodial propositions, which are like much more kind of enterprise oriented. But essentially, once we help the banker discover customers, or better put, once we help customers discover the banker, we now give the banker multiple ways to engage with them. We have limited interactions, which means the banker wants to manage everything and we just do the connection. We have integrated solutions where the banker is using our software for custodial purposes, and then we have fully integrated solutions where us and the banker are partnering on a fiat custodial solution, and so that obviously is more nuanced to the banker. So, and depending on how he wants to do it, certain transactions, certain assets he can do in a specific way. So essentially, in other words, we are the banker's sales agency, custodial agency, definitely from a crypto perspective, potentially also from a fiat perspective. We are his advertisement agency, as well as his customer relations department. And if you know anything about the type of people that sell crypto, they're probably not good at any of that, except maybe crypto custody. They might have knowledge on that. But if you think about someone who's running a mining rig, whether it's in their basement or potentially in a gigantic factory of an industrial proportion, what they're probably not good at is customer relations or discovery, explaining things, custodializing fiat. So what we help them do is offboard liquidity, as well as manage, or not manage is a better way to look at it, the insanity that is dealing with the customer and helping them to find them in a cohesive fashion.